What is up, guys? Welcome to This Week in Wrestling by the Straight Edge Wrestling podcast. If you're new here, please like and subscribe down below. Head over and follow us on Twitter at SEW_podcast. I can see you smiling. You're going to talk about me moving my arms again.
No,
Please like and subscribe.
I was going to talk to you about looking awkward on being a fucking SmackDown fan on the thing, but
Yeah, I'm now a star. I was in the front row of the Thunderdome, so
you know
I'm a
what? Being
certifiable
part of that
star.
audience, it doesn't mean you're a star, mate.
It is.
Especially when you look so damn awkward trying to do a yes chant.
Oh, don't it is so damn awkward because the Thunderdome is so damn awkward. They have the shouting at you all the time in your ear, telling you yes, 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 yes. It is not the best. And to be honest, I didn't even realize I was front row for a long time. That was the worst part of it.
All right, let's move on from the Z-list star over and let's
Z-list.
shit
I'm
on
a certified A-lister.
You know, you're a Z-list star. You're all right, Miz. Let's start shitting on Lars Sullivan.
Let's shit on Lars Sullivan. Let's talk about Lars Sullivan first off. Let's get to that. Why not? So there's not been much news this week, but what there has been pretty shitty. So obviously there's been some accusations. I'll say that accusations. We don't know how whatever is what, but
actually no, it's not accusations from the yoga. I think because she's brought out the evidence from the messages.
Yeah, I mean, we still got to say accusations in the sense that they haven't been investigated yet.
From bits that I've seen, there's some things been investigated, not through WWE.
Yeah,
they don't do investigations.
They don't do investigations. No. On at the beginning of the week, some accusations were made by a couple of women on Instagram and various social media about him basically just being a bit of a creep and stalking and being a bit.
I'm going to say accusations. I'm willing to go with it. I know at least one has the evidence to back it up. So
yeah, I mean the problem is, and I'm more than willing to believe they're completely true with him because we know his track record of being a scumbag. But of course, we know that there's lots of these accusations against people who they've been fake messages and they've made the messages themselves. I believe that
they've done it.
True.
The reason why I know about this one is because I watched it with somebody else, and how they found out was because the report came out about it, and she had the messages to prove it.
Yeah, but like there's been lots of people who have had lots of accusations leveled against them with fake messages. I mean, Dream was one of them for some of the stuff as well. So
Dream's a fucking bad and deserves
until
it
gets investigated, it's like it's best to just sort of
skirt
around.
Go, oh, no, fuck it. We like him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fans can't be asked with any of these. Some of these people can't be asked to Dream. Yeah. No one backstage wants Dream around.
Yeah,
and then the guys backstage and females want Larson around at the moment. But the hierarchies like him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fathom the idea of firstly bringing him up to the main roster anyway when we'd known he was a piece of shit anyway, and there was all those the messages and tweets and things of him on bodybuilding websites of him shitting on Stephanie McMahon and Triple H and just being a horrible homophobe,
racist marking stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't believe they brought him up anyway, let alone then he goes away and bringing him back, and then this happening 2-3 days after he comes back and using him again on SmackDown. This more than anything, I think, outlines how little they give a fuck about what the audience actually thinks. It's just
they will when the fucking audience finally gets a chance to come back in the thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, because right now you can have someone in my ear in the Thunderdome telling me how to cheer or whatever and not actually use our sound. But when we're in the audience, it'd be completely different.
Let's be honest. We managed to bully WWE in England to get rid of JBL.
JBL, yeah, exactly.
That was a fun night.
I think they're gonna come to a sudden realization when live fans are back. Oh, we can't control this noise. We can't have booze and cheers.
That's when after about 6 months they'll go back.
They go back. You know what? Virtual fans of the future. We don't need live fans. Yeah. Or they just mute the live fans completely and still pipe in sound. That wouldn't surprise me either. They're like, oh, we like that. Yeah, I mean, so there's not been much news this week. We know that it seems like they have officially cancelled Raw Underground.
Motherfuckers.
Which is a shame.
Because about Raw.
Yeah, because on paper, it should have really worked, but then they never gave it the time, they never gave it the talent, they never really invested in it, what they should have done, which sort of sounds like pretty much everything they ever do, to be honest, but that's a shame because
Yeah,
we
bollocks.
both had high hopes for that.
It could have been amazing
Yeah,
if
it should have been.
they let Shane do what Shane wanted to do.
Yeah. And the draft overall,
Well, that was pointless.
yeah, nothing really changed, right? It was just pick up this story, move it to other show. That was it.
And let's be honest, we knew what Braun was going to Raw because he spent most of his time already over there.
So anyway, yeah. And once they put Seth on SmackDown, I was like, oh, the Fiend's going to Raw, and obviously Alexa was going to go with him and Kevin Owens. Um, yeah, and then you got the New Day. You said it last week, and it stands true. It just makes no sense. They could have just been on the same show, but him be a single star. It just makes no
Oh, yeah.
sense.
Because to be honest, the good thing, the reason why these guys have had so many title reigns is because it was always a good thing that if one got injured, they could still carry on.
Yeah, they can move apart in and out. It just it makes no sense, and they clearly aren't a fan of it because I mean, right now it's not too bad in that they're all living in the Florida area anyway during COVID, and it's all being filmed out of the Amway Center, so they're all around each other anyway. But when they go back on the road, well, that's it. They're not going to see each other anymore, and
Yes,
that's
they will.
that's
They've
quite
still got to do their They've still got to do their podcast.
yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's like if they're on different house show circuits, although this week it also came out that WWE has no plans to do any house shows until 2022. Um, they've completely scrapped their house show schedule, basically. I mean, they were minimizing it before COVID anyway, weren't they? But
Why they were
yeah, I
saying
mean,
that they say they were going to.
no, they'd cut about a third of their shows completely, like in the year leading up to it, and they were trying to do away with less and less. Basically, they were trying to just do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday anymore. But now it looks like they're all done. But that's it. When these guys go back on the road, they're going to be best pleased about not seeing each other when they've got up, down, down, and all that to do.
Well, to be honest, by the time that all comes around, there'll be another draft and they'll be back together again.
Also very true. Also very true. Um, Raw as a whole, what do you think?
So they had some good matches, a
Mm,
few interesting segments. Nothing really ever got advanced.
I think once again, I've said this every week for about a month now. I think Randy opening the show is always great. He always kills it, and I think
Uh,
again, him and
I
Drew, great.
I got a bit pissed off though with him and Drew's one when it come to all of a sudden you got the women in the main event doing their battle royal, and let's cut straight to them just and you're like that what?
Yeah, yeah, I
Why
don't get
why
that.
why, why are we suddenly taking this? What you could have actually held off or done this just before the match and then
Yeah,
still had them brought for them to pop out later on. Why have you got to do this at the very near end of this match and take
this is
away
that
from the women?
this is that damn thing that we've spoken about several times on here about Vince McMahon just doesn't believe that people can watch a match. They need 15 other things going on, and it's like, no, if a match means something, people will watch it. They'll sit there and they'll watch the match. But it's like when they started doing that thing last year where they would just go backstage mid match to someone sitting there looking at a TV screen,
Yeah,
for no reason. Yeah, I don't get that. Um, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black.
that was a good match, but also the same pointless as they continued on their storyline on SmackDown.
Yeah, and also I hate. No, I don't hate it. That's a bad word. I don't get what they're doing with Aleister Black now. I just don't get it. I don't know where they're going with it.
I was hoping that he'd stay on Raw and would start teaming, join part of the team thing with Bliss and the Fiend.
Yeah, it'd fit into that quite well. You know, I
But
quite like. I'm not. I'm quite up for like the new look and stuff. I think that's kind of cool. Give him something new to look like. But yeah, I just don't get the beating him.
yeah, yeah, but you also don't get the whole thing because, no offense, since he's done it, he's just been stuck with Owens, and Owens seems to be coming better off.
Yeah, and no offense to Owens, I love KO, but he doesn't need it. Like he doesn't need
Uh,
he doesn't need that
but
rub.
unfortunately, it's once again where the whole thing with Paul Heyman happened, and Vince McMahon didn't care too much about Aleister Black.
Yeah, exactly. Paul Heyman had his guys. Now he's on the out. It's like, yep, yep.
So who knows?
Um,
Maybe something better will come along for him now. Because let's be honest, Paul Heyman does do creative bits for SmackDown. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he does all the Roman stuff. Anything to do with Roman, he's doing. Um,
so he might be able
we
to take on a few more people.
There was a great match actually on Raw this week, which I'd forgotten about until I'm looking at my notes here, with AJ Styles, Jeff, and Seth.
No, that was. I think it's the whole segment leading into it was really, really good.
Yeah, yeah, and
Then got
like,
ruined at the end of it all when Lars Sullivan showed up for no reason.
yes, yeah,
I love the
um,
way that's how they make the announcement for Jeff Hardy and Lars Sullivan on SmackDown match. I'm like, what?
yeah, yeah, and Elias.
Yeah.
Elias has made his returns. Do you know what makes this even worse and why it doesn't make any sense? He attacked Jeff Hardy, and the commentators are talking about the car and stuff, and Corey Graves says something, or not Corey Graves, whatever, one of them says something like, "Oh, yeah, well, you did hit him with his car," and it's like, "Well, no, he didn't. We You told us the story there. Sheamus set him up, so this makes no sense." So did Elias
Well,
just not pretend to
there's,
anything?
well, no, they talked about that bit with
And then the bit
Elias in
later
an
on,
interview
yeah,
in the thing after it all,
which still
and
makes Elias look
he
like a
doesn't
doofus.
he doesn't believe that it was a
Yeah,
shameless person. That's just an excuse.
which just makes Elias look like a doofus when, like, they explained it all out on TV. Anyway, I like Elias. I've always liked Elias, but we're gonna go back to him playing guitar in the middle of the ring every week and being beaten up. That's what's gonna happen. They've already announced that they're gonna do a concert with him next week
Yep.
again. So we're
So,
going straight back to that again, which is
or if we're lucky, the Undertaker's music will kick in. I get upset every time in the Thunderdome though because they do all the thunder and lightning thing to start with, and I'm like, seriously, Undertaker's just going to be pissed with all of this, ain't he?
yeah, yeah, it's like
It's
you're
just so
killing his
shit.
entrance. Yeah.
Where's the
Um,
Undertaker? Come on, bring him.
so I mean, there was nothing much else from Raw. You had some cool stuff with the Hurt Business. Oh, actually, I'll tell you one thing I did love with Ricochet. He done the Eddie Guerrero spot at the end, and he threw the chair, and then he fell. But
Yeah,
he done like the
but
fake
he did the
backwards.
whole dramatic thing. That was
I
good.
love that so much. I thought that was
Thing
brilliant.
is, I actually also looked at it and was like, it'd be quite cool Ricochet being part of that group,
Same, yeah. He's got nothing. He's not doing anything else. Give him it.
especially if you use Ricochet and Cedric Alexander as your tag team part of that group.
They're the tag team. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I just thought that was so cool, and mainly because it was Eddie's 53rd birthday as well. It would have
Yeah,
been Eddie's 53rd birthday, so I loved that. I thought that was awesome. I loved how over dramatic he was doing it. I thought that was great. Um, and the show ended with the women's battle royal, the number one contender battle royal, and it was won by Lana, eliminating Natalia at the end.
I actually thought Natalia was going to finally get her opportunity.
Yeah, but Lana was back, and I couldn't.
Well, you
Oh,
know how Lana's track record been so far. She's basically just going to get battered by Oscar already, ain't she?
yeah, like I mean, a 12-second squash, right? Like it's going to be something like that because
Is that also including them coming to the ring too?
yeah, that's entrances as well. It's like if they allow for a Lana like competitive match with Asuka, something is hideously
Well,
wrong.
after she spent the last month being put through an announcer's table by Nia Jax.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. I see lots of people online saying this, and it's like maybe this is WWE's sort of way of being like, "Hey guys, look, we're not punishing her for Miro being on AEW. Look, guys, honest, we're giving her a number one contenders match, unless they embarrass her in the match, and then it'd be something completely different."
I thought that's pretty much what Lana's career was anyway before Rusev left.
Pretty
Get
much,
in the ring
yeah.
and normally get embarrassed.
Getting embarrassed, yes, pretty much a gimmick at this point. Um,
So she's really, I'll give her a due. She's great for being a mouthpiece.
she is.
She's
I've always
just,
said I think
I'm
she's
not
a
going to
great
take it.
manager.
She can do some good stuff in the ring,
And
but
she's improved definitely. Like she was at one point just genuinely awful, but she has improved
do I
quite
want
a
to
lot.
say main event female? No, really, no.
No, no, no. But it's like JR always says in his podcast that Vince used to go up to JR when they were doing talent scouting and say, "Look, we need more tens. We need more tens," meaning blonde women. Basically, he said that was what Vince really meant. We need hot blonde women. We need tens. He said that was what Vince used to refer to them as. We need more tens, like Sable or Tori Wilson or whatever. And it's like Lana's in that Vince McMahon mold, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't match fucking female wrestling right now today.
No, exactly. No, exactly. It's not at all. It's not.
So,
We've moved on from the Tori Wilsons and Stacey Keeblers, who I loved at the time, but we've moved on from that now. Um,
so
NXT, AEW. So NXT.
NXT, I enjoyed. Let's be honest, you got new number one contenders for tag team titles.
Yep, yep. Undisputed Era. That was good. The
So
I loved Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. I actually really like that. I,
it's good build. Is that?
it's just so funny just seeing Austin Theory like being beaten everywhere. I just don't get it. It's so funny.
Yeah, but he's proven that he's great on the mic.
Yeah.
He's still
It,
saying in the ring.
they're building a character with him. They actually are building,
It's
even though
just
he's
a
losing.
shame he got brought back down when he was doing quite well,
Yeah.
and he could
And
still be a main event be in that roster. And I still believe that they should have put him and have Randy Orton as his mentor.
yeah,
So much.
and the worst thing was obviously he was punished for something which, by all accounts, didn't happen. You know, it wasn't a thing.
So
So he was falsely accused of things by the sounds of it. So that was why they brought him back. And everyone else is sort of not just WWE. I don't believe WWE's internal investigations for shit, but all the external ones that have been done. Everyone said there's literally nothing against Austin Theory, but you know we've got a lot on Velveteen Dream and Matt Riddle and Lars Sullivan,
well,
and
fucking
yet,
Velveteen Dream, man. Let's be honest, no one on NXT wants to be with him. That's why I'm
yeah,
surprised they got so many wins.
and yet
But they
the
talk about Matt Riddle. Apparently, there's heat between him and Seth because of Becky. I don't know the full ins and outs of it. I just know there's
yeah,
that.
I don't know the full ins and outs, but I saw Seth give an interview where he was like, "I don't want to be in a ring with Matt Riddle. I don't want to have a program Matt Riddle. I want nothing to do with him whatsoever." Nothing
There's
was
something
really
about
explained.
where he did say he pissed off Becky or something, and then
Yeah,
so him and Seth had some words.
yeah. So nothing much was explained, but there we go. Yeah. So there's lots of people. It's weird because that locker room seemed to be quite a harmonious bunch over the last few years, right? And
Until he
now there
brought some
seems
people up from NXT. Yeah.
yeah, and now there seems to be a lot of like fracturing going on. So
Well, no offense. What hasn't also helped so far in 2020 is a lot of shit has come out about wrestlers,
yes, very, very
and
true,
there's
very
a
true.
fair few people from NXT that's come up
They're
through
part of it, yeah, because
the UK stuff and a bit. So
they came up through that system. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, no, I thought it was good. I thought, what do we have? Candice LeRae versus Shotzi.
I
That
can't
was
wait because I'm
a
hoping
great
this time
match.
round, I'm hoping that she has her finally wins the belt, Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae, yeah, and also, not that we haven't mentioned it yet. Halloween Havoc's back,
I
which
thought
is
everyone knew about that because of
yeah, I know, but I mean, because
the
they obviously
black art.
they
You know,
announced it they announced it at Takeover, but Halloween Havoc's back, and obviously, Shotzi Blackheart is hosting it, right?
that's a perfect person, really, ain't it?
It's incredible, right? Such great.
I love that woman. She's fucking
Yeah,
great.
and I love the fact that Triple H and NXT brought back In Your House. I love that they're doing Halloween Havoc. I want that damn big pumpkin. You remember when they had that big damn pumpkin um, stage for Halloween Havoc at WCW? I want that. I tweeted it out, and I saw
I,
loads of people tweeting it out as well, being like, "Hunter, if you
to
don't
be
get that
honest,
damn big pumpkin,
I have never watched a Halloween Havoc.
oh, you know." So obviously
Yeah,
but it was like iconic in the sense of it was before WWE would do all their fancy sets. Halloween Havoc and Bash at the Beach were the two times where WCW would have ridiculous over the top sets. And
unless they
like they'd
went to
always
a shopping mall or something like that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like Halloween Havoc was great because it was like it would all be decked out like a graveyard or pumpkins galore and all this. I love it. And seeing as he got that stage in your house, they're going to be doing it for Halloween Havoc. I love it. Um, they've got a lot going for them. I mean,
I know.
obviously,
You want
Finn
to know why?
aside,
Because Tony Storm's back.
yes, Tony Storm's back. Yeah, your girl's
That's
back.
what that. It's one of my biggest highlights. They actually do have a new tag team group that are fucking phenomenal working together.
Who's that? Oh, Killian Dane and Jake Maverick. The damn music is the most ridiculous thing. I love it. It's
You know,
so over.
it's Killian Dane that just makes this tag team, right?
Oh yeah, because the two of them should not go together at all. It's brilliant. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I love the fact that Drake Maverick became like I don't know, like an internet darling when he was going to be released. It's so funny. But yeah, no, I think it was a good show. And obviously we had Damian Priest, Dexter Lumis. They just had a solid, basically a solid show of really good
If I'm
wrestling.
honest, for them, they had probably the best show out of all because unfortunately Raw wasn't going to be great because it was still part of
Yeah,
let's do some trades that no one gives a shit about.
yeah,
AEW had 6 matches and not an awful lot really happened throughout the show. They had some great matches. I'm not going to
yeah,
take anything away from any of that,
yeah.
but not an
This
awful lot really happened.
Yeah, AEW's show this week was essentially like, doing Night of Champions, right? It was like, every title must be defended.
So
Um, obviously, it was their first year anniversary show and all that, but yeah, I felt like, as you say, nothing happened, especially seeing as none of the titles changed,
no,
right? So it was like we didn't even get anything out of the title matches, really. Yeah, some
so
people look good. Orange Cassidy looked great against Cody, but they love that time limit finish, don't they, with Cody? Like this, it's
I think
basically
that I
the
think that was more though to try and make Orange Cassidy.
yeah.
Heavily they are pushing Cassidy big at the
Oh
minute.
yeah, yeah. Like it was essentially what he did with, well, it was what he did with Darby Allin, right? It was like
Uh,
let's make Darby Allin look good, and same thing here with Orange Cassidy. I,
yeah, but then Darby sort of gets forgotten about and gets suddenly brought back after 3 weeks,
yeah,
then
yeah.
disappears for another couple of
And then
weeks.
disappears and goes, yeah, goes and injures himself on a half pipe and then comes back. Um, yeah, no, I think the matches were fine, but yeah, as you said, nothing much really happened
No,
other than Tony Schiavone getting his chest waxed by Britt Baker, which was just hilarious. The lengths that man will go to show his devotion to AEW. I love it.
maybe he just doesn't want to go back and make coffee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. I'm assuming, seeing as how it ended with Eddie Kingston and John Moxley, that's the next program for John Moxley.
Why not? It's good storyline for them. They're both good on the mic, good things, and
I,
so
li- I really like Eddie Kingston. Like I'd never really seen much of him before when he came on that one off on AEW, but then he like stole the damn show on that one off with the
no. So
mic.
as I say, I was actually from the bits I was watching of NWA, I
Yeah,
really enjoyed him on that, and then I remember seeing a few bits. I think it was Impact, but it
yeah.
wasn't too much. I didn't see too much of him in Impact.
I think I only ever saw him like on bits of NWA that I watched, but yeah, I think that was it. And but I remember when it was announced, everyone was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, he's going to be great." And so I was like, "Okay, cool. See what this is like."
That's what when I
Yeah, he
got him
impressed.
announced, I was like, "That's fucking great." He was a
Yeah,
great. But I was hoping that when they did that whole the TNT match thing, that it wasn't just a one-off thing.
yeah,
I was hoping they'd actually bring him
yeah.
in for more because
Obviously,
I
at the
know
time,
how good
yeah,
he is.
yeah, and the reaction to him from people like me who hadn't really seen much of
Mm.
him, like
So
people like me who were like, "Damn, he's great on the mic. Like he sold me and won."
yeah,
Um, they
he's
hired him.
also he's one of the guys at the same end of the day that you don't need him more so in the ring.
Yeah, exactly. He's working great with like the Lucha Bros and all that. He's
So
doing great. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, so SmackDown.
it wasn't a bad show.
Yeah, I think once again, as is the
Sorry,
same
but
just about every week.
what pissed me off, not only was you in the audience being yes, doing a terrible yes chant,
So I was doing it with
was
one arm because I was so lazy.
yeah, I know it was terrible. You just look bad.
Oh.
But I got it's the premiere. Oh, fuck off.
You don't have an off season. Why have you got a premiere? I just don't, I get it. I get that the premiere is a thing which Fox do and they like that, but like,
And for me, no offense, doing the premiere, then why have I got Raw wrestlers on your show?
yeah, you're not really highlighting your talent here, are you? Really?
What I did like about it was those where they were going to like the Fox's sports people
Mm,
for analyzers
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. The one
It made
through
it made
sound
it
bits to
it
do
made
the
it seem a bit
fights.
more legit, right?
I did like when they through the show they were going back, and it weren't just to do with the main event match
Mm.
either. It was not.
Yeah, I like that as well. Do you know one thing which shipped me up was before the show, Goldberg tweeted out saying, I'm going to be in the Thunderdome tonight," and I was
Oh,
like, "No, please
I
God,
got.
please God, no, please no."
That's also another thing that started irritating me is, oh look,
Look, here's
look
Jeff Jarrett.
this
Yeah,
bloke. What the fuck? Why?
yeah, it was so pointless. But yeah, I was literally thinking, "Oh no, oh God, no, they're gonna have Goldberg like
How did you
take on
feel about
Roman."
being in the it's at the same time as Brie, Bella, and uh, Birdie.
Oh yeah, they were just above me. They were 2 rows back. Um, yeah, no, I thought SmackDown was fine. I thought the New Day stuff was really good at the end. I thought it was quite emotional seeing them and stuff. I thought that was quite cool. Um,
It's more funny those them three not trying to cry at the beginning. But
yeah,
like,
uh,
come on, let's go.
yeah, and obviously the ending with Roman and Jay once again is the highlight of the show.
Yeah,
They kill it.
I quite
But
like the way though. At the beginning, of the first part of that match, Roman just destroyed Braun.
just fucking annihilated him.
Like
Like,
he'd literally just trying to do Brock Lesnar right here, aren't you?
yeah, like, see you later, Braun. Like, I know you're leaving the show, but Jesus Christ.
And then I
Yeah,
did like the fact that afterwards Braun did manage to do a comeback and start getting a bit dominated with him. So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, you're not gonna constantly have Roman at that point just dominate Braun the whole way through. We know
So,
that's not gonna happen, truthfully happen.
yeah, and also, like, you're gonna kill him on his way out of SmackDown? Like, so what? So he means nothing on Raw? I don't know, I don't get that at all.
I think he already means nothing on Raw at the moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a shame in it, but you're right. I did notice that there was a story a little while ago about Braun is currently at a music convention or music gig of some kind, like an outdoor gig of some kind, with like thousands and thousands of bikers this weekend. Um,
Well, hopefully
just
they're all social distancing.
yeah, just a day before he's supposed to face Keith Lee on Raw, and just after Roman had been moaning about basically not trusting his co-workers. So I should say everything. Um, yeah, no, I didn't mind about that. I think the problem is like they still got a pay per view to come, so the draft is like such an awkward time.
Well, that's the thing. One, you can always sometimes tell by your pay per view on how things are going to happen.
Yeah,
Like you can normally tell with certain championships if one championship gets put over to the other side. If that doesn't happen, then they're normally facing someone who's on the thing and they'll win that title.
yeah, exactly.
It's,
Yeah, no, exactly.
it's kind
But
of what
anyway,
it is.
but there's yeah, I mean, there's not been much news this week. We've got I think Hell in a Cell's next weekend, right? I
Actually,
believe
I
so.
was having a bad attention now. That's been dealing with a shitty draft, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like they've been focusing so much on the draft that you kind of forget that, oh, they're actually building a pay per view, which,
The only thing this week that's I think brought up properly about the Hell in the Cell was Bailey and Sasha on SmackDown, which I enjoyed.
right, yeah,
I
yeah,
love
it's
the way
next weekend.
Bailey's walking off. I'm not signing the contract. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah,
I love her. She's fucking fantastic.
yeah,
Worst
yeah.
thing
It's next weekend,
they
the
can
25th.
do right now is take that title away from Bailey.
Yeah, she's killing it. But
Problem is,
yeah,
I know they are going to plan on taking the title away from her by using Sasha.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to imagine that Sasha's winning that at Hell in a Cell, but I
She
won't hold
better
my
not.
breath. Um, but anyway, that is it for this week in wrestling. There's not been much this week, but we'll be back next week with Hell in a Cell predictions. The fallout of, but basically, will be the first shows of the new draft era, seeing what the hell they're actually doing now that
What's the
the
better? No, they're
superstars.
still going to be SmackDown and Raw superstars in the wrong series.
Oh god, I hope not. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. But anyway, that is it for us. Please head over and follow us on Twitter at SEW_podcast. Like and subscribe to us here if you're new on YouTube, and we will see you next time. We are out.